see what God is doing as we open up His Word. Get excited every week from what you heard. There's a purpose on your life, you know you need it. The Son of Man is coming back, better believe it. So get ready for the sermon hype, sermon hype, sermon hype. So get ready for the sermon hype, sermon hype, sermon. Get ready, get ready.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Sermon Hype video. This week we are coming out of Blazy Faith. We talked about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and what it means to fight fire with fire. So I hope that you tuned in either online or were there in person. We're going to dive in a little bit and recap for just a second on that, and then we're going to move and talk into training faith. So stick around for that. So the first point, or really the only point actually, that I want to bring up from the Blazy Faith sermon that really stood out to me, and a few other people brought it up too, which I thought was kind of cool, is you had said, and your quote is, "When you compromise, you mess up your testimony." And I thought that was really profound because it's kind of true, and we don't think about it, I don't think, in that way.
Correct.
Yeah, so let's kind of elaborate on that and just talk about that for a second.
Well, the way I look at that and the way I think about it, and I've seen it, I've had twice as much life as y'all have, so. But I've seen it over and over again where you say that you believe something, but you do something differently.
Right.
So how can somebody else believe in something that you say you believe in if you act differently?
Yeah.
And the church has done it forever. So I think that we have to be that generation where we slay Goliath. In changes in if we're going to say that we believe in Jesus Christ, we have to walk in the way that Jesus would have us walk. Whenever people tempt us with things from the outside, peer pressure, we shouldn't fold to that. When we have the opportunity to do the right thing, do the right thing. When you have the opportunity to lift somebody up, you lift somebody up. Those type of things, I think, is exactly what that is. Because I can say all day long, I'm a Christian, but then go out here and lie, cheat, and steal. Right. Then I really have just screwed up my testimony.
And people are going to look at you more, too. Like, you're not supposed to put people on a pedestal, but, they do. Especially, I feel like, for us, working in the church, people are nitpicking every single thing that you do. And so, not to do it necessarily for them, but to say, this is what I stand for, and, I'm not going to compromise on it. Yes, we fail and we make mistakes, but, people really are looking at us harder. And us as Christians in general. Yeah. So, we have to be so careful on how we walk. And just that way, we are living a testimony, and that's what people are seeing.
Well, I think the other thing, too, especially through this series, and what I'm hoping that we all end up with this crazy faith thing, is that I think, too, that sometimes we don't believe that God's going to do what God's going to do.
Right, yeah.
And we hold on to that, but yet we come to church every Sunday morning and we say, "Oh God, He will I'm going to have a breakthrough," but do we live that way?
Right.
And I think that is the biggest part. And even when we think we should get something, but God doesn't come through with it, where do we stand in that?
Yeah. No, definitely. I'm going to encourage you guys to go back and watch our Faith Blockers video series on this too, and kind of just take some time to reflect and identify what the stumbling blocks in your life might be, and go back to and watch our Daily Faith episode as well, and that will help give you ways to achieve this Blazy Faith, to where you are not compromising your testimony, things like being in the Word every day, prayer. So I encourage you guys to go back and to watch some of those to help you get more insight kind of on this topic, and just how to go about not only talking the talk, but walking the walk. All right, so part 2 is training faith. So let's go ahead and talk about that for what we've got this Sunday.
Yes, we're going to go back in and we're going to relook at, I know we've done this a couple of times now, but Abraham and this story is just so profound in the Bible, where God calls on Abraham to go and sacrifice his son Isaac. The hard part in that, and the thing that we're going to talk about a little bit about is, okay, we're talking about tests. God trains us for the big things.
Yeah.
I think it's very kind of cool the way that the devil says, "Hey, I can get somebody to turn on you," and God says, "Have you met my boy Job?"
Right.
Yeah. And he says, "Well, that's because you put a hedge of protection around Job." He says, "No, but have you met my boy Job? Because I've trained him."
Yeah.
I've trained him, and he is going to. You throw at him whatever you want to.
Right.
And of course he does. And Job doesn't fold to all the things that happen, all the loss that he has. And in the end, Job gets double what he had before. I think we go through times of training. It's almost like playing a sport. If you don't practice, you're probably not going to be that good.
Right.
And sometimes we try to slack off on our practice. Sometimes we try to avoid practice. But I think that in life we have tests.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about three things in that. We're going to talk about prepare for the test, take the test, pass the test.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's
almost like going. You remember when you got your driver's license? If you didn't study, you didn't pass the test. If you didn't prepare for the test, a lot of people don't want to prepare for the test, so they don't take the test.
Right.
And then of course they can't pass it.
Right.
But in our faith walk, if you want to have crazy faith, you have to have training faith.
I like it. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in again for another week of our Sermon Height video. Stay tuned for Training Faith this week, either online or we hope to see you guys in person. Comment below anything else that you want us to answer or go over. Like, subscribe, all the things. As always, God is good, and we will see you guys next time.
All the time.
Out.